Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bless Barlow, and we are going to be 12 fishing for salmon. Now, I'm doing the outro right now because it's about to get very loud once I'm fishing. And the spot that I'm about to go to, you will not hear me talk due to the water, just the noises, and the location itself is a bit tricky to get to. So, there's my outro. Tight lines, I'll be right back. That cast. Not really doing all too well here. Ah. Boat's so full of water, like completely. And I'm snagged. About knee-high water right now. My boots had just dried out yesterday too. Woo! I found a hole. Just use the river to moonwalk. Woo! A bit of a tumble. Camera's good. I'm good. Phone's wet. That's fine. Ah. Refreshing. Okay. Okay, let's get stay unplugged for a little bit. There we go. Let that be a lesson. It's not fun to fall into rivers. That was my own stupidity, and I will own that. My phone and charging base for the camera are wet, so yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep walking a little bit. I don't have anywhere to set these down. All the rocks are covered. Okay, here's a rock. Oh. Okay, the camera looks like it only got slightly wet, but hell yeah, that was fun. This soaked. It looks like the inside of my phone pocket did not get wet, so I'm gonna. This doesn't look like it got too wet either. Okay. We continue our adventure onwards. So, you didn't see that. So ignoring that epic fail and the one that you totally just didn't see, so far so good. I think. I'm gonna try over here. Okay. Very slippery. I'm actually having trouble walking. It's that slippery. I guess he's done for the day. Yeah, let's go back up river where I fell. Let's try that again. That was fun. Let's do that again. This time, I'm gonna not repeat my mistake. I'm going this way. That water is cold and it is wet. So, yeah, let's not repeat that. On the bright side, I probably weigh about an extra 20 pounds. Jeans, socks, shirt, boots, soaked. Hey, as long as I don't develop trench foot, this would be so worth it. I do feel a blister forming on the back of my foot. Sweet. Oh, glasses. I'll get those on the way out. I'll remember those right there. Bottle, I'll have to get that too. I don't have my backpack with me, so I'll have to come back when I have it, but a lot of garbage in the river. So yeah, this has been fun. I'm sure at the start of the video you've seen a few salmon jump. That's about it though. There's a pool right here where I find turtles. Let's see. How much you want to bet there might be a salmon in there? Nope. Hey, it's gonna get loud. Okay, maybe I'll do this. Fish on! Fish on! On the Ultralight! I don't see where it's hooked though. Oh boy. It doesn't feel huge. It doesn't feel big! It's foul hooked! I gotta get the hook out. He's just little! I think he's on some rocks. Oh, my net. A net would make my life so much easier right now. Oh, I'm getting tired. Oh, that popped. Ah. Good. I'm glad it did pop. That was a foul hook. I seen it in the dorsal fin. No good. Oh, try again. See, I'm walking along these rocks and I'm looking for calm areas, right? You want something where them salmon are gonna sit. They don't like this fast water. They get too tired, right? So if they find themselves a nice calm spot, ignoring how fast that little spot was when I seen that one, then usually they'll stay there, right? But there's a good spot. I know this river like the back of my hand. You ask me where to find salmon, I'll tell you. But I honestly was hoping that that was a legal hook. But here's the drill, right? When they foul hook fish on a rig that isn't meant for snagging, right? If you're snagging, that's completely fucking illegal. Pardon my French, but that's completely illegal. Can't use a try to purposely snag them. Can't use a single purpose snag them. But with the drill that me and my friend have is if we land a foul hook fish, and it's foul hooked by accident, right? Like that one. It was in the fin. I couldn't see it under the water where the nose was, but you pop the hook, you get it back in the water. There's no pictures, no measurements, nothing. Doesn't matter how big that fish is. You don't get pictures. You don't get anything. You don't even take it out of the water. You grab them, you pull the hook out, and you set it free. That's how it goes. Some people think, even though the fish was foul hooked, it's still pretty nice to get a picture. Yeah, it is nice to get a picture, but there's no prize in taking pictures of foul hooked fish. At least that's my view on it. I mean, you just unfairly hooked that fish. There was no fight, there was nothing. There was no strategy to get it to bite, you know? Like, there's no pride, no fucking, what's the word? Again, pardon my French, but a little bit on a rant here. There's no joy in catching a foul hooked fish. It's not fair to the fish. So, that one, even if I did land it, it's an eating size, sure, but it was foul hooked in the fin, no good. So I'm just glad it got off and didn't take my rig with it. Now, fair hooking of salmon at this time of year is extremely hard, because most of the time, they're not here to feed, but they can attack out of aggression, mostly towards anything that's of rainbow trout color. So, a lot of people will use rainbow trout colors in lures such as spoons with single hooks or swim baits. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to see if my float here, as I'm drifting through this calm water, that egg that I have on the other end will go into a fish's mouth as it's trying to face the current, because these salmon are always facing the current, always. So what happens is it'll drift right into their mouth. But sadly, that was not the case for me. So, it's pop the hook, try again. I'm more in it for trout anyway, but hey, the salmon are always nice. I do not see my bobber. There it is. See, my problem is I think I've got too much weight on there. It'll set up right, but I'm gonna remove that split shot right here. I think that's what's stopping me from getting it into their mouth. Because it's not quite drifting as much as I'd like it to, right? So, this isn't a wing spin shot, so I gotta kind of work with myself here. There you go. Throw that in my back pocket. That still looks like it's going to sit upright. That's good. Throw that in the back pocket. Alright. Try again. Now, there's a couple more salmon fishing spots just past this fast water, as you can see by those two rocks over there, those big ones. But the issue there is this water. When I fell in, that's actually what I was trying to get to. Fun fact, I didn't work. So I'm gonna stick to what's close and what isn't gonna kill me, because as you've seen, if this water grabs you too much when you're too under the water, like I was up to my kneecap, and that was just enough for this raging current to grab me and pull me down, this is dangerous. Salmon fishing can be dangerous, but it's about as dangerous as any other type of fishing, maybe a bit more, because some people are the big unintelligent and will do what I did, and they'll be sometimes, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to talk about it, this is going to get age restricted if I keep going on about it, but they become the not living if they hit their head just right, we'll put it that way. So, be very careful when on the water, ladies and gentlemen. The best way to avoid that happening is wear a life jacket, but you look stupid, but, you know, safety is safety. Ah, my rig's all tied up on itself. There we go. Sometimes it'll knot up too bad to the point where you just have to cut it. Sometimes it's better, you know. Really, it's all luck. Really. As much as I'd love to go fish the other side of the river, I don't think I should, because of, as I was saying, how fast the water is. So But where you've seen me hook that little one, there's always fish in there. And from my experience, that's always been the best place to hook them in the mouth. For the reason being, they sit in that calm water. So if you drift it with just enough weight and a floating egg sac, 95% of the time you can get one in the mouth. But granted, that is when the water is much, much lower and there's more, like the horde is in. I don't think the horde's in yet, so there's not a lot of salmon right now. So I'm going to take a few more casts on camera, and then I will pack it up. And move down river on the other side. So I'm going to head back up to that spot, drift 2 or 3 more times. If nothing comes of it, then I'm heading back down the other way. But as you can probably tell by the rocks in front of me, how they kind of go this way, I'm slipping on the algae that's on these rocks. The water has been so high, these rocks are usually dry, right? But they haven't been. So once again, it's going to get loud. I'll be right back. You might be able to hear me. I don't think so though. Alright, I would have said I'm headed up, but it would have been, I would have had to yell it. So, basically, if you couldn't hear, before, that fish was hooked in the dorsal fin, no good, so it would have been a release anyway. So, I'll bring you over to, I'm going to do my intro soon, but here's where I was. And all along this river, there's some in there. That pocket right there. There's another one. There's pockets for salmon all along here. Now I almost believe this is intentional, because at some point, I don't remember when or why, but there was an arsenic problem in the river. Fish were dying, people were getting sick, right? So, they had to dig up the entire river. They shut the dam, drained it out. And they had to tear up the river to find the source. But gorgeous river. See, there's another one. There, and there. All throughout this river, there's spots to fish. And as I've said, I believe it's intentional. But I'm going to kill this for now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you all in the next video. Tight lines, ladies and gentlemen.